I'd like to get the Veteran Subcommittee meeting started. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Council Yum.
Here.
Council Gitchia.
Here.
Council Mercia.
Here.
3 present.
Thank you. I just want to welcome everybody's here and who also who are watching this meeting at home. This is the Veteran Subcommittee meeting, and with us we have Mr. Eric Lamarche. He's a Veteran Service Officer, Director, whatever we call. It was my motion to get the Memorial Day celebration to honor our veterans, and then Mr. Lamarche is here to update us on one about the wreath and flag pole at all poles and gold star poles and square, and then also the Hometown Heroes banner that we did last 2 years. And then lastly, Mr. Lamarche will update us on the plan for Memorial Day observation this coming May. Thank you for being here, Mr. Lamarche.
My pleasure. First, we did purchase the wreaths. We've upgraded the wreaths this year. Instead of the there was a silk kind of a ribbon last year, and it didn't really work. So
Right.
These are pretty solid. The plan is to put them up for the whole month of May and then take them down so we can reuse them again.
Right.
Maybe get a couple uses out of them.
Right.
But those have been ordered. They're waiting for to be installed.
Okay. Right.
The banner program has been started. It's been in the paper. It'll go in the paper one more time. And the deadline is April 15th.
Okay.
And I will order, I'll place the order on the 16th.
Right.
That should leave plenty of time
Sure.
for the order and to have them erected.
Yes. If I could just stop you quickly, Eric. That really beautiful. It looks beautiful. Will it be kind of stay on the pole? Because like the last few days we have this heavy wind, so it's going to withstand the wind when we put it up on a pole.
Are you
Yes,
referring to?
yes.
I'm hoping that we can take it down before the weather comes. That way, it won't be up and it won't look like an eyesore.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, it's
and then we'll
beautiful.
rehang them up. I mean,
Right.
and I'll order them
Right.
as needed
Right.
as we go throughout the years.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm assuming they'll keep making these, and if not, we'll get some of the same quality.
Sure. Right. Thank you. And the banner I catch it on the Lowell advertisement. If I may suggest in the future, maybe just have it send it to the clerk so that it will be included. The advertisement that we have, that you put it in the Lowell is great. So if you could just maybe give it to the clerk so that it will circulate it along with the package for the council, things like that. It will be helpful so that all the councilors are aware of that.
Sure.
So for councilors who may not read the newspaper, at least they have a copy of it, so they know when they are being asked, they would have the information. My other comment about that is that we need the application for someone who wants to sponsor their loved one. I would request that the application be online so that family can really download it and fill it out and send to you along with the appropriate application fee. So this way, they don't have to call your office and they don't have to drive all the way to your office to get a copy of the application. So that's just my suggestion. Once you have it, maybe give it to MIS so MIS can upload it onto the Veteran City Hall Veteran website. Before we continue, I'd like to recognize Lisa Golden. She's from the
Health and Human
Services
Department.
Department. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, sir, go ahead. We plan to have celebration this coming Memorial Day to honor our veterans, right? So
Will be but along with the Greater Lowell Veterans Council will still be having their ceremony on Memorial Day itself
Okay.
at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
But to allow for people that may be away, we'll be holding our a ceremony here in City Hall in the foyer
Sure.
at 5 p.m. on May 21st.
May 20th.
There'll be Olympos Bakery will be catering it.
Right.
And the plan is to have the banners there to present to the families,
Sure.
and then have them hung up that week prior to Memorial Day.
So that would be awesome. That would be great. You mentioned that the service, the Greater Lowell Veteran Council
Yes.
will have their meeting, which is what day again? If you
It'll be on Memorial Day,
Memorial
the
Day.
27th at 10 a.m. at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium.
Okay, awesome, great. So for the banners, it's gonna be presented to family, and also we're gonna hang it. Like you say, the month of May, but it's on the 21st already, so we may not have enough time to hang it more than, if it maybe it go before the fall or something like that.
Right, the way we've been, this will be the third year. The way we've been doing that is we take down the old ones right around Memorial Day.
Right.
We give them back to the families that purchased them.
Yeah.
And then we'll hang the new ones up, and those will be up for the whole year.
Okay. Okay, great, thank you. Any of my colleagues have any question?
The first discussion is laying of the wreaths and flags at all Gold Star poles and squares. And it is my understanding that the Gold Star wives and mothers, like a mother being Irene Finneral, and I know she does a tremendous job with a group of people that hang the wreaths, put the wreaths, and she even goes to Boston and does it over there. I mean, she's amazing, and there are a group of people, so I know that they still do that. It's a lot of work, but they have the labor of love, and they do that, and I'm very proud of them, and I thought that I'd mention that. Thank you.
Anything, Councillor?
Thank you, Chairman Yem. Quick question for you. How much is the cost of the wreath? Because I know the banners are $150. What's the cost of the wreath?
The wreaths were, I believe I got them for $19 each, and there were 48 that are, at the moment, we have 48 that are Gold Star. So instead of otherwise we have almost 400 squares. So we've been, the plan was to put them on all the Gold Stars. So there's 48 of them.
Can they be purchased after the fact by the Gold Star families, or can they be purchased by someone else who wants to put it on their square? And if so, how would we go about that?
I purchased these from Amazon, and you were only allowed to, I think we could only purchase 30 at a time, so there was 2 separate orders. But, I mean, I suppose we could, are you looking to give them back to the family members? Or?
Well, when they fly a flag on the Battle Green in Lexington, it gets taken down and given to a family because of the honor of having a flag flown on that area, on that land. And the same thing with the wreath. I don't know. I'm asking. I think it would be an honor to have that given back to a family that it was hung at their relatives' square, and maybe others might want to purchase it. So could there be a program where someone could come in and purchase that from you, and you could have like maybe, I don't know, keep 20 in stock, and when it gets to 10, just order another 10 and just try to keep that flowing. I think they're amazing to look at, and I think if it's out there and people want them, maybe people even put them by the graveside if they knew they were available for others. I think they're amazing looking, that's why. And for that price, it just sounds like something that could be doable. I don't know, it's obviously a day-to-day operation, so it would be the manager's idea, but I guess.
I would be open to, so you're saying that anybody other, not just the Gold Star, but anybody else that would like a wreath, I could order them. We could continue to order them as we go, and then I don't know how we would
Market them.
market
Yeah.
that, but that could be another program.
I just wondered if you kept 20 in stock and you just put it like on the website, okay, you could purchase these for your pole if you're not a Gold Star. There's still a lot of squares in the city that maybe somebody wants to see theirs beautified and not just separate out. You know, again, veterans, whether Gold Star or anything, we're all,
That could
yeah.
piggyback with another program that we're starting. I'm still waiting on the grave flag markers. I've ordered those. They're on their way. And Councilor Yem wanted to initiate a program, adopt a veteran program at the cemetery, and then the grave flag markers would be placed at the graves. If somebody would sponsor them, they'd get a certificate. We can do the same thing with the wreaths.
Yeah, because I think if it, you know, one of the poles are in front of your home or something, you might want to see it beautified by a nice wreath or something like that. It's just a suggestion or an idea that, you know, it would beautify the city at the same time, and it may be something that one of the family members wants to purchase afterwards as a keepsake. So I
Sure.
think it's pretty wild to think that, you know, the Battle Green in Lexington, they do that with the flag. They give it to somebody who's a dignitary or somebody who had done something. But the same thing here, it may be something that
Absolutely.
put up there and sell to a family member afterwards, or maybe even gift out. I don't know.
Along that line, the concern was that one family they not Gold Star, but the father passed away, is a veteran, and he wants to put the same flags and stuff. So because of that, he take upon himself, and it's really a high traffic area. So now he has to get somebody with the bucket truck to go and things like that. He told me the story. One time the police officer stopped by and said, "Why are you doing this? You know, it's dangerous and all that." So, but after he explained to the officer just like let him go and just say, "Be careful," you know, because that's the concern that for
Right. I wouldn't know how that would work with, right now, I get a lot of help from DPW, hanging the flags throughout the city as well as hanging the wreaths. I don't know we can expand it, but I don't know how that would work with all the other staff. I'm open to anything you want me to do.
Well, we'll have you think about the idea, and you can let us know and let Councilor Kuchia. That's a great idea for family who are not Gold Star, but they want to put something up on the Memorial Days, you know, and they purchase it on their own. Does it have to be the same as the one that the Veterans Office order, or they can get some differently?
I think we should uniform it. If we're going to do a city and we're going to take pride in it, it should be uniformed across the board, because whether you're a Gold Star or the square's dedicated for another veteran, I still think that there should be a purpose for all of it. They all, such as yourself, have all, you know, given.
Sure.
You can think about how we go about doing it. If some family who are not Gold Star family, but they want to honor their loved one on Memorial Day, how we go about, they purchase the wreath and the flags and stuff like that, and how do you coordinate, maybe work with the family and try to get it up, so that to avoid any problem. Yeah.
I guess my other question, Mr. Lamache, is that are there high traffic areas where there are not Gold Stars, but they are veterans, where you can beautify the city at the same time, that we could hang the wreath in those areas too? So say you're going down through the Acre, and there's you got Broadway Street to School Street, and one is but one isn't, and it could look like a nice fresh row of the beautification of the wreaths over there. So I think there's a lot of dynamic that goes into it, but if people are willing and we can beautify, like if you look at downtown, another community right now, they start putting up the flags all the way down for Patriots Day.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that all being done, and it's all in a nice post, and it's lined up all the way through for things like that. So I think that if we try to make it uniform rather than just say, okay, just put up what you like on the post, I think that it shows more of a pride piece to the community, but
Sure.
I could be wrong. I mean, we should have a uniform thing on what can go on those poles or not.
Thank you, Councillor. I think it's a great idea. As you was talking about, make me think of the new Thorndike Lord Overpass development. So people come down, like Councillor Kachia mentioned that some cities in town, they put up a flag, American flags, for the holiday. So that mean Memorial Day come, all the flags and new beautiful lamppost along that.
Right.
Lord Overpass.
The flags are due to go up in the beginning of May. They still need to be repaired. I'm a one-man show with those, but I need to dismount the old flags, make sure all the poles are usable, and if they're not, we've already purchased everything. I just need to remount everything, and then once we contact DPW for the assistance.
And I agree. Most communities, what they do is they have their Parks and Rec department put out all of those flags in the communities downtowns. You go through a lot of them, and it just brings a sense of pride. And when you drive through and you see hundreds of flags all lined up, and just before a Patriots Day or Memorial Day or 4th of July, you see all of these very nice, and they just go out, they're up for a week before, and they come down the next day and they just do it again. It's almost like cleaning the sidewalk.
Right.
You make sure that things, and I don't think that should be your job, but I think that you should oversee, like you're saying, but, those flags should be all stored in good condition and make sure that you're right. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. So would we like to make a motion to ask the city to install or to put up the flags along the Lord Overpass coming down from the Lowell connector all the way to the city? Would we like to make the motion?
I think
Would that be achievable?
I think it
Tara?
takes a much bigger discussion than that, because you can either put them inside the ground or they can be on poles. There's a lot of different ways of doing it, and on the poles is going to take a lot of work that's why a lot of people don't do that with the bucket trucks going down, and once the wind's over a certain height, they can't go up anyway in the bucket trucks. So, what they do is they have little sleeves that go in the ground, and you put in a post, and they go like that, and then you come and take them the next week away or 2 weeks away. I think that
Right.
that's the easier way, is to sleeve the area, and then you can change it to whatever you want. If you're having Winterfest, you could put Winterfest flags out. You could put whatever you're having out there. So that, I think that there's more of a design than just jump up in a bucket truck. I think it's going to take some thought because of the area, that's all.
Right. I think it would work. We definitely have to purchase more. There's a lot more. It would probably be a conversation for next season.
Right, yes.
But I think it would work. I don't know about theft,
Yeah.
or if it's not hung up high.
Most communities don't have that problem with
Well,
this.
we do.
There's a certain respect. Even some of the worst communities put them out, and they don't have problems with flags being taken like that.
Sure.
Of course, you may have one or two every 10 years, but a lot of communities don't have that issue, and they have deviants everywhere in this world. But there is a certain respect that goes back and forth, and there's a way of locking the flag into the sleeve. So I think it's something to look into. I'm not saying that it's perfect, as Councilor Mercia says there are issues in certain areas, but
Sure.
I think that it's something to look at.
So should we just wait and then
We'll wait on
wait
that
and
one.
have another?
I would just say, if you could bring it back without going through the council, and then just see what your thoughts are, because you're in constant communication with Councilor Yem and Councilor
Yeah.
Mercia. So
Right.
I think just the conversation to start the thought process and see where it goes from there.
Right.
And I know that Councilor Yem will follow up, so it's not like it's going to just
Right.
perish. And you got to really be, like Bridge Street would be a beautiful place for it. It's condensed businesses where if you line that little area, it would be really nice to see on the sidewalk. And if you go down Thorndike, maybe Councilor Mercy is right, you got to put them up high. And then if you go into like certain areas, they can be just put in and taken in maybe by a storekeeper. So that there's ways of working with the public and trying to get it done. And it works well in some communities, but I would be cautious also on some end. But, pride is pride, and sometimes you have to go out and
Right.
experiment.
Just look where the location is, and that should speak for itself. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor. When we talked about the flag that we were planning to put it up, what size of flag are we talking about? Are we talking about?
They're the flags that we mount, and I only have a small portion of the flags that go throughout the city. They're 3 foot by 5 foot. But there are other flags throughout the city that are 5 by 8 and larger. Or there are some that are smaller, depending on where they're at.
Right. Okay.
The majority of the flags that we put out, that we're responsible for, go down Central Street,
Right.
where all the,
Yes, yes.
it looks kind of grand. But, I mean, we can expand it, that would be, I think that's a conversation as well with
Sure.
DPW and,
Right.
I do love the idea of starting to take care of some of the arteries coming into downtown, because, you know, someone comes off the connector and they take a right on Gorham and they never even see downtown. So there is a beautification for each each neighborhood that could really work. Like Chelmsford Street, if you look in that Lincoln Square area, that's a very nice area where it could be broadcasted. And then when you look down maybe a Stevens Street where you come off of the connector and stuff like
Right.
that. So I think it takes a further plan by
Right.
like the neighborhood subcommittee or something like that, and
Right.
just looking and say, okay,
Yeah.
what areas, if you look at Pawtucketville, just if you go on Mammoth Road, that would be a very cool area around schools, and you got this nice park, and you got this whole area that it may be something that'd be pretty easy to do.
right.
This is great conversation. Thank you, Councillor. Thank you, Councillor Mercier. You mentioned that the 21st Tuesday that we're going to celebrate here at the City Hall. So is that an effort, outreach to the family, or you send out some notices or things like that?
We haven't, we've only had 2 submissions so far. I wanted to wait to invite the families
Okay,
until we actually,
Right.
until I know how many we're going to have.
right.
But we'll contact all the families that have the banners
Yeah,
prior to, and then there is a save the date's that's been sent out. I don't know if,
sure.
and then we'll send out an official word probably mid-April
To all the
to
veteran
families, to the
families.
city and
Yes.
to the counselors.
Okay,
and
that's great. That's great. You probably will have 2 more from me, two veteran that I will be sponsoring. So,
Excellent.
so yeah. The Low Sun, the advertisement is great to get out and stuff. So we probably need more way to, maybe give it to the manager's office. We have Melissa, special assistant from the manager's office, is here. They can do help with the marketing, social medias and stuff like that. And I know I put on my social media posts and got a lot of good response, and even reach out and asking when the deadline, the application, when we going to present the banners and stuff like that. That's a family that she told me that she submit 2 applications for her family. She wanted to know.
Correct.
Yeah, so yeah, if you could maybe work with the manager's office, Melissa is here, and a few others, and then market it through social media to get more attention. And then I don't know if needed be, the deadline can be extended, so long as it's enough time to order the banners. So.
The company wanted a month
Okay.
from ordering to
deliver.
so they can process. I went a little later this year than I did last year, in hopes. I'm hoping that the deadline stands. I can't guarantee anything will go up if they come in after that.
Sure.
I'm at the mercy of the company, but I will. I guess we can work case by case basis.
Awesome. Sure, absolutely.
Is there a certain type of pixel you need for a picture or anything like that needs to be put on these? Because that was a question from somebody, was what do we have to give for a picture?
The reason I wanted to meet people in person is to discuss, so we could actually look at the picture together, and so there was an understanding. I don't have any control over, you figure if it's a small picture, it's being blown up a lot. So it will, right, it'll diminish the quality, regardless of how good it is this big.
Right.
So I requested maybe a 5x8, I'm suggesting, I know good quality one, but it's kind of hard because if there are some veterans that the only picture is them in World War II. Those pictures aren't that great to begin with. But the reason I wanted to meet with people in person is so we could, just so they know that it might not come out the same way the picture they're giving me. And the company will call me too, I mean, and say this one won't work at all.
May I offer the extra service? So if you have a situation like that, let me know. I have someone who can then, make the picture higher resolution. So I will get somebody to help us out and help the family out. This way, there will be no problem. We had a situation last year, and it's partly my fault. I sponsor. I didn't have a chance to really take a look at what they sent me. It's email picture, really low resolution.
Right.
So I didn't have a chance to really work on it.
Now the company, they don't take the actual picture. I have to scan it to them. So you figure if it's scanned to me and then I scan it to them, that I remember that situation last year. So it's better if it's a high quality
Right.
picture, and the larger the better.
Right. But what I'm saying is that I have someone who can help out. So what they do, they scan it and make it a high resolution,
Sure.
and they just email it to you. So then you forward it to the company. So this way, everything will be high resolution and ready to go. You don't have to do scanning. They have a better scan that they can help this person.
Okay.
So I will just take that upon myself to help out if you need help with the high, with the pictures resolution. So.
Sure.
Anything else, Counselor? Anything else?
Every now and then, Eric, which,
It's blinking.
oh, it's, thank you. Eric, every now and then, it's not that often, but there will be people that will call and say, I live in Pawtucketville and I was riding by this park and the flag over there is tethered and ripped. Can you alert someone to do that? You're still able to do that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. That's all I.
Same thing, flags or the Memorial Square signs, they go to different people depending on where they are and whatnot. But we
Do you
can
know
take it.
if
Shannon basically does the parks,
Yes, that's right.
but I mean, I'm happy to help with.
Yeah, sometimes people don't know who to call, so they call a counselor, and sometimes they call me. So, and we in the past have done that, so I wondered if you still did that. So that's good to know. Now, do you know if any funeral homes are going to give out flags so people could go up there and put flags on their relative's grave that served in the service?
In the past, they've come to my office to request some. I haven't heard from them in probably two years, but
No
I mean, we
kidding.
have flags.
Oh, gee.
We do have flags, and anybody listening that wants to come to my office, they're welcome to get flags as well. And I always, we supply the cemeteries with flags, so if they happen to be at the cemetery, you just go inside to the office, and they always have extra flags as
That's
well.
nice to know. And I know where you are, but where is your office, Eric?
We are in the Senior Center, 276 Broadway Street.
On
and
the
we're
second
the
floor.
second floor.
Thank you so much, yes.
I have a couple more events if you
Sure.
want.
Go ahead.
On the 10th of May at 10 a.m. will be some of the VFW crew as well as a bunch of volunteers will be putting the grave flags down in the Edson Cemetery. There'll be coffee and donuts. And on June 8th, with a whole bunch of help, actually all of the help from the case office, on June 8th, 10 to 2, there's going to be a celebration of military service. The plan is to have it a citywide event. and a road race, a lot of events for little kids, and just to recognize the military and their families. But that is being done mostly with the case office and Hidden Battles Foundation.
This June 8th event is going to be here at the city
Oh, I
hall?
apologize. That'll be at the Shed Park.
Shed Park.
Melissa, what is there a date, a rain date? The 9th is the rain date.
You know what would be nice? Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
It's okay, ma'am.
If you could get a list of all the different events by the date and where it's going to be and the time, like a piece of paper with all the different things, so that the council would know about it. That'd
Sure.
be great. Thank you so much. That way there, at the end of a city council meeting, when the mayor says any announcements, we could make those announcements. It'd be right at the proper time.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Great, thanks. Great suggestion.
There is a save the date coming. This is a sample of what will be there.
Awesome.
This is being this.
Would you mind, Melissa, would you mind come to the podium and then we just,
Hi, thank you for having me. So what I was saying, along the lines of what Councilor Mercier was saying about a timeline of events, we could certainly add that to a save the date for the council prior to, maybe a month or, month or so prior to.
Thank you. That'd be
That-
wonderful.
yeah, that would be great. And in addition to that, we can have it on the city website as well, so people can also browse through. And on the social media, like Facebook, it create an event so that, I get a lot of that information from the Facebook, the event that coming up. So the nice things about it, you click on it and then it automatically save it to my calendar. Otherwise, I would not remember. There's so many events going on. Thank you so much for all you do. Any other comment, Councillor Kachir, Councillor
I'm all
Mercier?
set. Thank you.
Anything you want to add, sir? Yes, you want to come up to the podium, introduce yourself, sir? That's the podium, the microwave. No, the microphone is you.
My name is Mr. Forsley. I live over on Aiken Avenue. Okay, I wish you guys would come over there one day and see the speeders between the Dracut line and the Willette Funeral Home. They think it's the Indianapolis Raceway over there. They're doing 60 to 70 miles an hour between the Dracut line and the Willette Funeral Home. It's been going on for years. I've been chasing this for years. Nothing has been done. Somebody's going to get killed over there. I hope it's not me. If a car hits somebody in Drake over in that area, the person's going to end up in Tingsboro. All right? Eric, please, I know you're very popular with the council. Can you guys do something about it? I've been trying for years. I talked to traffic. They said they got problems all over the city. A couple of radar guns over there, maybe speed traps or whatever. What can I count on? Hi, Rita. Good. What can I count on?
Well, this is a Veterans Subcommittee meeting, but can you hear me? This is a Veterans Subcommittee meeting. We thought you were here to speak on a veterans issue, but your issue is very important, and one of us, or maybe myself, will bring it up. So you're concerned about speeding on, right? Okay. All right, we will bring that up for you, sir, Mr. Forsley. All right. Sure, we'll take care of it. We'll do what we can with it, yes.
I'm not an Army veteran, a military veteran, but I'm a veteran of life.
Yes, and we support that. We support life. Yes, we support life. Thank you. Thank you for being. There you go. Yes, it is. It is. Thank you so much. Right, right.
Thank you very much for hearing me out.
Oh, now you're leaving now?
What do you want me to do? I gotta go to
Okay, I'm just kidding.
St. George's Church. I got a meeting over there.
Okay, darling, go ahead.
Bowers and Fletcher Street. There's been 4 crashes into the church.
All right, sure.
12 years. We're finally at stop signs. We're looking to stop lights.
Okay, we'll do the best we can, and we'll bring your message forward.
Mr.
Thank you.
Forsley.
You
Mr.
too.
Forsley, if you turn around, Assistant City Manager Machado will help you. It's
Gonna-
right there.
He's gonna
He'll take care of you.
help you.
He
Oh,
will
you're not
take care of
getting arrested. He's gonna,
No, where did I get that?
no, he's,
Thank you, Mr.
good.
Forsley.
first for me.
Yes, any motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you. Great
Eric, yeah,
job.
Mr. Kachis.
You can't beat that with a stick. That's Victor Forsley's brother.
He knows you.
Yeah,
He knows where you live.
I know he does. He knows